officially going to happen this year, my friends. My kids are going to learn Spanish. My kids don't know Spanish. They know basic commands. They know enough to survive staying with my mom. My mom doesn't speak any English. We go to a Spanish-speaking church, and my kids don't know the language. A lot of it is my fault. I did, try like talking to them in Spanish when they were younger, and then as they got older, it just became easier to talk in English, and they have very little knowledge of the Spanish language. I really, really want my kids to have that connection with their culture, with the language of their roots. And for that, I feel that I have finally found the curriculum to make this happen, my friends. I am going to be using Llamitas Spanish. This curriculum right here, I have fallen in love with. I haven't started using it yet, but I know is the perfect fit for my family. I have spent a lot of time looking for a curriculum that I think is going to work for my family. I tried 2 years ago Song School Spanish, I think it was the name of it, and that just did not click for my kids. There was no interest. There was like the video component that I thought, ooh, since we're doing a Becca, maybe this might work for them. No, not really. They liked the songs, but it came with flashcards and whatnot, but it just didn't click with them. This one, on the other hand, I feel that addresses all the important components of language. It addresses speaking, listening, writing, and reading. And to me, that's huge because I don't want my kids just to be conversational Spanish speakers. I want them to actually be able to read it, to write it, to understand it, and to have that academic Spanish language that they can expand on as they get older. So a couple of things that really caught my attention about Llamitas Spanish is that it's bilingual. It is put together into thematic units. It works on introducing the kiddos to the letters and the syllables in Spanish. So there is phonics instruction, there is instruction with the numbers, and it just looks very attractive. And I love that it has an online component where they could listen to certain things being pronounced, and there are songs that go to it. One thing that I was really looking for was to have something that I can continue to build on for my kiddos. And with this curriculum, I feel like I have that. They have level 1, they have a level 2, and they have a level 3. So, they can work through the levels as they continue learning. I wanted something that I could use with my 7-year-old and my 11, almost 12-year-old. What was a curriculum that would be suitable for both of them? And I feel like this we can do for both. I can tailor it for my son because the vocabulary and the themes are rich enough that I can make it interesting for an older child. But there is a primary component that my daughter, my 7-year-old, will be using as well. Honestly, with this curriculum, as I've been looking through it, I feel that it's not like just tailored for homeschool families. Like if you're homeschooling, great, you can use this. But also if you are a working parent or a parent who you're sending your kids to traditional schooling, this is something that you can work on with your kids in the weekends or in the summertime, because honestly it's open and go, very little preparation, is not stressful or overwhelming. And that's definitely something that I was looking for. I wanted to work with my kids in the summer, teaching them Espanol, teaching them Spanish, but for it not to feel so overwhelming on my end or on their end, and for it to be something fun. Now, pricing. This curriculum, if you just buy the digital format, is $147. However, if you want the printed version, is $197. And if you sign up for the email list, you also get 10% off your order And they do some sales throughout. And on top of that, there is a freebie library where you can just see what it's like. I know that they have like a spring freebie, La Primavera, that, you know, if you're just wondering how is it that it looks like, what are the lessons like, you can check that out as well before you purchase it. But you only have to purchase one for your entire family because the license itself is for you, and you can use it for up to 10 kids that you personally are working with. So I'll be sharing that with you guys as well. All of that is disclosed in the online portal. So let's go ahead and dig in. I'm gonna show you the physical print first, and then I'll show you what it looks like on the online portal. This is what the printed version of the curriculum comes in this beautiful box, very nicely packaged. Like, to me, whenever I feel like people put care and thought into packaging, that means a lot to me. And here we go. So this is the box that it comes in. It says, Tu aventura de aprender español comienza aquí. Diviértete. It's so pretty. So it has a really nice box to keep all the contents of the curriculum in. So we have the libritos nivel 1, which is the readers. We'll look at these in a little bit. And then this is the libro de actividades level 1. This is the course book. So here are pretty much the instructions for the parents and any of the activities that the kids work on. It's all included in one book. So when we open it, the colors are so beautiful. I love how it has like a little llama in the front, but all the directions are in Spanish and in English. It's a bilingual program, so it's for someone who is a native Spanish speaker and is trying to teach their children the language itself, or English with, you know, support so that the parent knows what is it that him or she is saying, and you know, we are understanding completely everything that's going on. So it starts with like directions for the parents, and then it shows the different additional resources that you might be finding, and printing, how to go about printing. When you print, if you buy the physical format like I did, you automatically get the digital format too. If you just buy the digital format, you have to print this. But I paid the additional fee to have the printed version because, to me, printing whatever I needed is too much of a hassle. So I just wanted it all done. So the way that this is broken into 12 units. Then it talks a little bit kind of like about a schedule. How can you structure your lessons? Just giving you some ideas. And then the letters, how we pronounce them in Spanish. So it has the letters, and then it has the pronunciation on the side. It talks about the syllables, and like mame mi momu, pape pipopu, you know, all those formats. And because we are going to be teaching the kids how to read, so not just speak, but read and write. So it's very important for them to know the syllables as well. And then here is the scope and sequence. So it has in Spanish the scope and sequence, but it also has it over here in English. So you can kind of see the phonics, the literacy, grammar, and writing, math, music, and art. And then over here, it has the vocabulary for every unit. Here is the table of content, so you can kind of see what page unit 1 begins in, what page unit 2, and so on and so forth. So the first unit is El Océano, Ocean. La Granja is the second unit, which is farm. The third unit is about the forest. The fourth unit is about garden. The fifth is about the safari. The sixth, the jungle. The seventh is family. Eighth is pets. Ninth is fruit and vegetables. 10 is transportation. 11 is community helpers. And 12 is space. It's really covering really good vocabulary for the kids to know. So what does a unit typically would look like? Well, this is the beginning of unit 1, which is El Océano. The Spanish is in this side, the English is in this side. It has the objectives, so the learning goals, what are the supplies that you're going to be needing, and the additional resources. All these additional resources are found on the online portal. Lesson 1, it has the versions in Spanish, in English, a track that you can play. Then it has the different vocabulary words that they're going to be addressing, and these are things that you can listen to on the online portal as well for pronunciation. And then over here it has the writing practice. Like if you're doing this with a younger kid, like for my daughter, you know, she could just practice tracing her letters as extra practice. I won't have my son do the tracing because he really doesn't need that. But, you know, it has the syllables, it has the letters. So they're working on the first lesson in letters M, letter P, and they're addressing those syllables that go along with those letters as well. Then there is a little poem over here, and some ideas on how you can act out those particular lyrics. There's some cutting, and anytime that there is something that the kids need to do, like cut, there's nothing on the back of the page so that, you know, nothing really will get ruined. This is lesson 2 on unit 1. Again, very similar outline. They're short lessons, so they're not overwhelming. There's the tracks that you can use with that. The vocabulary words, medusa, delfín, pez, ballena. And then there is some counting that happens. Lesson 3, now we're looking at letter B, the syllables of B. They're getting the same exposure when it comes to the animals, ballena, pez, barco. And then there is poem that goes along with it. I think this is a poem. Yeah. Oh no, this is a song. And the song, there's a track for it. So see how it says track 14? El barquito, the little boat. This is where you would go online and actually see it. And the great thing is that, yes, it has the Spanish stuff, but it also has the English translation underneath. So that is very, very helpful if you're just somebody that, you know, is learning Spanish yourself and you're also teaching it to the kids. This right here is kind of like an art study, which is great, you know, to have that exposure. It has like, you know, let's look at a famous painting by Spanish painter Joaquín Sorolla y Batista. This is known as an impressionist painting, which means the painter tries to capture the movement and life from the viewpoint. What type of movements do you see? You can use that opportunity if you are a Spanish speaker to introduce that speaking vocabulary to your kiddos as well. And then there's just questions that you can ask in the bottom in Spanish and in English. And then it just gives, you know, the track 28 that you can play as a song, Adios Amigo. Lesson 4, again, here they are doing some phonics stuff with their letters. Letter D, additional words that they are going to be learning on that lesson. A match, you know, like the sound, this is tiburón, medusa, M, barco, B. So it just helps them kind of think about what's the beginning sound of the picture. So it says, beginners, please skip to the next page, because if you're a beginner, you're not really going to know all this vocabulary here in Spanish. You will be able to do this one in English with the keywords that are placed in there in Spanish instead. So English with Spanish. So if you're not a beginner and you're a native speaker, then you can go ahead and do all this. My kiddos are going to be in the beginner level. I love how this is going to be giving my kids a really strong foundation. Lesson 5, lesson 6, so you can kind of see. So just unit 1 is 6 lessons. And I'm thinking that the way I'm going to be implementing this in the summer is I'm going to be doing 1 lesson a day for the 12 weeks of summer. I'm so excited because I feel like this is going to be a very well-rounded curriculum, because it's not just about talking Spanish. It's about actually learning how to read it, learning how to write it, having that rich vocabulary that is not just conversational, but is something that is also academic and they're going to be able to build upon. And that is really what I was looking for. Along with this is the libritos, or the leveled readers. These go along with the units as well. So, veo tres peces. I see 3 fish. 1, 2, 3 peces. Veo 4 medusas. So they're practicing their counting and they're practicing those vocab words that are in it as well. Auxilio, veo 5 tiburones. Help, I see 5 sharks. El marinero cuenta. So that they can really exercise along with the units, their vocabulary that they're using when it comes to counting, to reading, to the vocab words. This is then the next unit, en la granja, at the farm. To me, this is actually a really good deal, especially if you're doing it as a whole family. My kids are both going to be getting this exposure simultaneously, and I don't have to buy a million books for them. I can just use one, and the license is good for up to 10 kids. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that online portal. All right, my friends, so this is what the online portal looks like when you log in. It has, if you look over here, it has like all the options that they offer. And then the one that is colored is the one that you have purchased. So when you go on here, it just gives you the welcoming before you begin, the materials that you might be needing. And then it has the directions in English and in Spanish. So it does the little welcome for you. Then it talks a little bit about legal information, copyright, and licenses. Then after that, it kind of talks a little bit about the SoundCloud system that they have and how to use it, and different ways that you can use it. This is how you access the audio files that are that come along with the curriculum. Textbook cover, which if you ordered yours, you don't have to worry about it, but print at home. And then the little readers that you can go ahead and print for yourself at home. However, I already went ahead and ordered all that stuff, so I don't need to do that. So here are some other extras that you have. Everything that comes with the book that I already went ahead and showed you guys is on here. In addition is like the book menus. This is just sharing with you guys some Amazon links and whatnot of books that you can use that go on along with the themes that we are doing in the story. It looks like this. I had downloaded it. See, for beginners, these are kind of like the books that you can do. These are the ones for the forest that you can do as well. So just good resources. Then they have like little diplomas that you can give your kiddos after they finish each unit. And then over here is the lessons, the unit PDF. If you got the virtual one, and then this is like the audio track of the songs. So the SoundCloud one and the Google Drive one that you can download and save in your computer to listen for later. Then they have like additional resources. These are like different crafts that you could do with each unit with your kids. So like the ocean one, I know they can make this little Medusa activity. And I know that's something that my daughter is going to want to do. So each unit has a little section like that you can do. It has flashcards if you want to use them, flashcards, a Montessori mode, additional printables if you want more than what is already printed out, like if they're practicing their letters, how to write their letters and how to write the words down. You can have those additional resources there as well to go ahead and practice with your kids. Like El cangrejo es rojo. In this case, we're talking about colors. They would color that red. La ballena es gris. The ballena, the whale, would be gray. And then there is additional like YouTube videos in here that have been curated that would go along well with that particular unit. And it just continues on and on and on with different resources that you can use for your kiddos. So it's really extensive. To me, in my opinion, it is just such a great resource for all of the parents. It's so comprehensive. It for the price, for $147 just digital and $197
with the print and digital, you are getting so much that to me is definitely worth it for all of my kids at home. I only have two, but if you have more kids, you can use it for all your kids too. And it just follows the same format all the way through on this side. I love it. I love how easy it is to navigate. Now, I do know that there is going to be an update happening to their digital format, so it might look a little bit different than what you see over here in the near future, but it's only gonna get better.
I am so certain that this curriculum is gonna work so well for my family, and I am loving it so much, like the format, that I actually reached out to them to see if they had an affiliate program that I could be part of, and they did. So I am part of their affiliate program. I do have an affiliate link in the description below if you guys want to go ahead and check it out and get this for your family. Throughout, I will be sharing with you guys how it goes for our family and just how is it that we're making it work. All right, so what are your thoughts on this curriculum? Are you guys loving it as much as I am? Because I'm really liking it. And I really hope that my kids love it as well. What are some other curriculums that you guys have used to teach your children Spanish or a foreign language? Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. I always love hearing from you. And summer's right around the corner, my friends. So if you are interested in seeing what are some fun activities that you can do with your kids at home this summer, go ahead and check this next video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.